involved, going on 18 years of being a society member. I used to be a tribal councilman for the Blackfoot tribe. I've never been beaten. I just decided I'd never run again. And I'm a state legislator for the state of Montana. And somebody asked me recently, oh, so you jumped out of the frying pan into the fire going from tribal politics to state politics. And if anybody's ever been in tribal politics, it's totally the opposite. You jump in from the fire back into the frying pan. And I'm coming up on my final term as a state legislator. It'll be my 8th or 4th term. And I'll probably jump out of the frying pan back off onto the rocks. My wife's here. The way this is going to work, I'll just talk about a little bit about functional leadership. I'm also going to show a clip, a 15-minute little clip that she made for one of her presentations. I said, I don't know what the heck to talk about when I go over there. I said, I'm usually hands-on, in the dirt, involved on the forefront of making and practicing cultural knowledge from our people. And we're going to be talking about the goal of becoming an elder and about the process of leadership to eldership. And my journey started of becoming a leader in our Blackfoot ways right here on this university. I graduated out of here with a forestry degree back in 2001. It was one of the toughest things I've ever done, next to being a Blackfoot man in the Horn Society with my wife and my partner. Toughest, hands down. That's the hardest thing I've ever done, was being a Horn Society member. But graduating was probably the next. And it all started on this hill right here, this University of Montana, the Mount Sentinel. I was really suffering, and I wasn't going to pass my classes. And I says, what the heck, man? I don't know. I can't be here another year. This just sucks. I can't be a student forever. You know that, Josh. You can't be a student forever at U of M. I'm still a student right now, so it might be forever. And so I hiked up to the end, and then I went all the way to the wind vane. As I was going up to the wind vane, there was this old guy who was about 70 years old. He was right on my tail. And I kept looking. I said, shit, I'm young. I think I could, there's no way he could be catching me. No way. And he kept coming, and he was right on my tail. Got right up to the wind vane, and just as I sat down, I'm all sweating, I'm wore out, shaky, I'm depressed, oppressed. No, I'm just joking. Well, I get up there. As soon as I get there, he passes me, and he's this old guy. He has his cap on, and he says, have a good day. I hope you find what you're looking for. Ooh, he smokes, and he just kept going. And I get chills because I think about that. You know? And I sat there and I looked down on the University of Montana, Missoula, and right then and there, the sun was shining, and I made a pledge to the Aaotoomakiis, the sun. I says, listen, Creator, I says, I'm really in a bad way. I don't know if I'm going to graduate. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this course. I says, but I'll make a pledge to you. I didn't have no clue. I had very limited Blackfoot knowledge. 26 years old, hardly knew nothing of anything. And I made that pledge to the Creator. I said, I'll fast for you. I'll do it. I don't even know what the hell that meant. I just said it, you know. I said, I'll just do it. And I come back down. And everything worked out really good. Even Earl Oakperson gave me a feather in the field house. And Earl was the old chief of ours. He died a year or 2 years ago. Gave me a feather. I graduated. Everything was really peachy and good. I kind of forgot about my pledge. For years, it wasn't until 10 years later, 2011, I went and I talked to an elder. After I started getting involved in our cultural knowledge, I even heard the story of Scarface that also kind of rejuvenated me and got me going. It's the story of this guy that, this kid that went on this impossible journey to the sun for the love of a girl. And to do his had mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, financial hardships on his journey. He never gave up, never quit. But he had helpers all the way through. And so I went to an elder, and I told him what I did. And he says, anytime you're ready about making that pledge, he says, all right. You know, first question he asked me is, he says, why do you want to be a medicine man? What? Baloney, I don't want to be a medicine man. That sounds so phony, you know. But it was this is the top of the top elder, the best of the best. Like the ones where they say the buck stops here, elder, in Blackfoot Confederacy. Knowledge that's been passed down 18,000 years on the land that we still occupy today. All the hardships that Joshua was talking about, they spread from the same thing from us all the way into Canada. Totally reflect of the small capture he did. I'm sure glad he gave that presentation before, so I don't have to explain the hardships that Native people went through. And even that stereotype of hearing that medicine man got shaky. What? Be a medicine man? I said, well, I don't want to be a medicine man. I said, well, I made a pledge to the Creator. He says, your life will change from here on. He said, Creator will bless you like he already blessed you, even more. And you'll have to take on a whole other leadership role of anything you've ever done in your life. I said, okay. And he says, and that's a medicine man. A medicine man isn't a person that goes and does the medicine to fix them. It's a person that works for his people and finds a way to heal them. Whoa, whoa. And we went and we did it. It wasn't done like that for 107 years, the way we did it. It was passed down from a guy called Brings Down the Sun. Tusi is my great-great-great-grandfather. Was a strong, holy man. And he did it just like how I did it. And everything was really tough, really difficult. My wife was right there. Even though we were fighting, she was there and she helped me. I know. She came and helped me get through it, and everything went really good. And from that time on, my life was totally changed. I've been really lucky because I've had a lot of knowledge base of elders. And this is my brother right here. He's not my fake brother, our spiritual, he's my physical, full brother. Yeah. We have 23-year difference. I'm the oldest, he's the youngest. He's the super athlete. I'm the boss. But we started a program with our nonprofit organization called Blackfoot Knowledge. And in that, in part of the goal and the mission behind the scenes was to build future leaders and future knowledge keepers, so that we could take what I talked about, that cultural knowledge, Josh, and bring it in to cultural adaptation, climate adaptation, climate change issues. And if they can maintain and keep that knowledge in the leadership styles of helping governmental, tribal, state entities make sound decision with cultural knowledge at a trusted venue, I think we're going to be okay. At least we're not going to be something else. We're going to actually have a seat at the table to make the decision changes. When I talk about process of leadership to eldership, we thrive to eventually in our life become elders, but also have the cultural knowledge because our life goes into the next world. If we didn't have cultural transfers of knowledge, we just lived and went back into the everyday mainstream lifestyle, when we get into the other side, we're going to be what they call a worthless elder. What I mean is, when you transcend in your death, you go into still an elder. You're there, and then the people that are in the living world, they'll call upon you to come in and perform the ceremonies to help you get through. So afterlife is also in part of the leadership of Blackfoot Cultural. epistemology, or the whole knowledge base of who we are as Blackfoot people. So we live forever, but you have to make the initiative to start forward and grab that knowledge and keep going forward with it. When we built this film, I almost felt it was like the middle stage. There should have been a part 1, part 2, part 3, because first and foremost, Blackfoot culture is a really arrogant culture. It is, right, Josh? And savage? Yeah, it is. It's really a super arrogant culture, but it's not, right? She's back there, like, and we're not in a sense trying to be arrogant to say we're better or any of that. But what we did was we were documented self-actualized people by Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We were self-actualized. We met and we built Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And but that's only based on, because it's hidden that the woman is the key of all Blackfoot culture. She's the boss. The woman is the boss. Even when I was back with the Mohawk Savage we talked about earlier, they gave me a hard time because the man is the one that's supposed to get up and speak on behalf of the family and the woman. But they couldn't understand the cultural differences when we were there with the Mohawks, because they're totally, the woman speaks. So we had a constant clash between leadership styles, the woman and the man trying to talk to each other, and then them two. And when I was growing up, I had 7 grandmas, 10 aunties that totally raised me. I was a total spoiled brat, but they never ever enforced really wicked discipline on me. They were there to nurture the growth to a certain point. Totally nurture it. And so when she was doing the interview, I kept trying to talk about the women in my life. She goes, no, we want to talk something different about the men in your life. And so this film is setting up about the men that's been in my life that helped me get to where I'm going. But the whole foundation, like I said, should have been set up with the woman and how she has been, like I said, I wouldn't be in the leadership roles I am today, or the things we do without the love of my wife who's got me there, and the other women that's been there. Well, watch this film Lana made for one of her classes, and there'll be questions after. It's a nice little beautiful film.
Just first before, this is my first film I ever made, so be kind to it. But, and that's not true. This film was really his, I did an interview with him, open-ended questions, but I had to, it couldn't be an hour long, it could only be as long as it is, so I took the pieces and parts to help show the, like what made him a leader as far as the male perspective, and then there is the part that will come out about the matriarchal component too. But this film really shows like it's not just about him, it's in general the way that leaders are built in our culture.